Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisa Alvin Stoltarian, and I'm a genealogist and a passionate traveler. Over the last few years, I've been featuring each fille du roi or king's daughter and getting to know their stories a little bit better. There are over 700 of them. Today, we're doing episode number 223. We've come a long way. We've got a long way to go. Before we begin, let me show you ways you can support the channel. We have subscribe, like, and notify. All of that helps that YouTube logarithm, gets my name out there. And then the other ways are ways that you can help the channel truly grow. We have Coffee, which is a standalone platform for contribution where you can contribute a one-time payment. And then Patreon, which is a monthly subscription. I also have on my website a PayPal button that you can contribute that way as well. All of that helps me out so much. Most of all, it makes certain that I know that what I'm doing pleases you and that is of interest and of value. So thank you ever so much to all of you, subscribers, patrons, supporters. I bless each and every one of you. Thank you so very much. So let's get started and get to know episode number 223. So episode 222, Nicole de Bonin, is actually one of mine. I found her in it's very remote, kind of way. And I was like, wow, no one's ever asked me for this, but it is mine. So I'm going to share with you one of my filles du roi. Nicole was born about 1645 in Saint-Denis-les-Rebais in France. Her parents were Squire Emery de Bonin, Sœur de Navigny, and Catherine de Carnécruel. I hope I said that right. She was, of course, born in the region of France known as Île-de-France, which is part of the Paris. She wasn't born in Paris, but she was born in the Seine-et-Marne département, which is part of that suburbs, if you will. The church where she was baptized, Saint Denis, has existed since the 13th century, so it was rebuilt in the 18th and 19th centuries. You can basically see that it has a population of about 1,000 people. It's a beautiful rural area. Truly someplace where you can imagine people may nowadays commute back and forth. Back then it was just, a farmland. And they were still close enough to the city, but they were absolutely, not merchants or anything like that. However, her father obviously was important enough to have the name Squire, and Sœur de Navigny means that he was the lord of a particular township at that time. Now, after losing both her parents, Nicole would sail on the Prince Maurice and would arrive in Quebec City on July 30th, 1671. She carried with her a dowry worth 500 pounds. So we talked about the fact that she did come from some degree of money. The groom that she selected and who selected her, his name was Damien Quatreçu. He was born in 1645 in the commune of Saint-Jean-d'Aubrigoux in France. His parents were Matrin Quatreçu and Jeanne Le Sousson. I want to just say Quatreçu means 4 coins. I love that name. And you can see the region of France that he is from. It is Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes, very close to the Swiss border. He is part of the département of Haute-Loire. There's only about 177 people that live there now. It is a very old commune. It existed since the Gallo-Roman times. The Église of Jean-Baptiste has existed since 938. The actual church was built in the 12th century and rebuilt, obviously, several times during the 15th and 16th and still stands today. So he comes from one of those areas in France that is extremely old and extremely rich in not only history, but in culture as well. So Damien would arrive in New France. And he was, this is him in the 1666 census. He was with the Jesuits as a domestic. So we have Damien Quatreçu is what he is called. He's 20 years old. So that is kind of a really amazing journey that he's on, and he's working with the Jesuits. He obviously fulfilled his contract, and then he was free to marry. And then he married He married Nicole on October 19th, 1671 at Quebec City. Batiscan begins with our old friend Champlain, who met up with a native named Batiscan in 1609, and by 1612 he had renamed the area Batisquam. In 1636, the seigneurie was granted to Jacques Laferté, at which time it was called Madeleine. By 1639, it was divvied up again and given to the Jesuits. Hence, the area did not grow until 1666, when settlers began to arrive. Prior to 1670, the inhabitants met at the home of Lieutenant Nicolas Rivard de Lavigne. A wooden chapel was constructed by 1684, and the parish of Saint François Xavier de Batiscan was formed. What's really, really cool for me is Nicolas Rivard was another one of my grandfathers. So here we have, you know, the connections between this side of my family and that side of my family, and just amazing kind of history. And I toured this town in this past summer of 2023, and it was breathtaking in terms of its simplicity, and yet you could feel the history. I could see it. I could feel it. It was amazing. 6 children. François Xavier would die at 30 years of age, but did not marry or have children. Marie-Louise died in infancy. Catherine became a sister Sainte Rose with the Notre Dame de Congregation. Then we have Marie-Jeanne, who would marry Pierre Gouin and have 3 children, 2 of whom would make it. We have Marie-Madeleine, who married Michel Roy and had 2 children, both of whom made it. And we have who passed away in infancy. You'll note that Marie-Jeanne and Marie-Madeleine are in purple. Why is that? Both of them are my lines. So yeah, this was a big deal for me, because I was like, oh, wow, I have 2 great-grandmothers amongst this. So that was really neat. We have the 1681 census with Demier, 36, Nicole, his wife, their children, Xavier, Catherine, 1 month old, and Marie-Jeanne and Marie-Madeleine are not yet born. We have 1 gun. We have 3 bêtes à cornes, which are 3 goats, and we have 14 arpents valeurs, about 12 acres of land at Batiscan. Nicole would be the first to die at 66. She and Damien would have been married 40 years. Damien would go on to live another 13 years, dying at the age of 79. Here's the astonishing thing. By 1729, they would only have 15 descendants. But it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And I'm proof. There we go. Here are some of the resources that I use consistently to do what I do. One of them is the Généalogie du Québec et d'Amérique française, which is on the upper right of your screen. Nos origines, it's called. I've posted the links to all of these. I use this probably on a daily basis just to check my work, to verify, to see what other people have inputted in. It is a free website, so obviously it's very open. A lot of really neat things here, and they have a bit of sourcing as well. So really, and they're kind of, a lot of them have links to Family Search because it is a free website. They link it back to another free site. So have a look at that and see if that will help in your research. So ends episode 223. It was a very personal journey for me to see their journeys from France and to see that they settled at Batiscan, where I recently was traveling through. I did not know about Nicole when I was in Batiscan. I have other family from there. But certainly I am thrilled to be able to find another Fille du Roi among my list, if you will. I don't think I have any more, but we'll see, that I haven't profiled, I mean. And I'm just really honored to be a granddaughter of, as of 1729, to only have 15 descendants. I can't wait to see who else is a descendant of this couple, because that means, of course, that we are related. So please let me know in the comments below if this is one of yours. Love to hear about it. And I also want to pay homage to Grand-Maman Nicole. Merci beaucoup, Nicole. I honor your contribution and your sacrifice and all that you needed to go through in order to make this life. So I am honored to be your granddaughter and treasure you, obviously, as a fille du roi and as a pioneer in Quebec. So thank you so much, Grand-Maman. And I also want to say thank you to my patrons and supporters. They help me do what I do. And I also want to pay homage to all of my subscribers. We're closing in, as I speak, at 1,400 subscribers. So very excited to reach that other milestone every 100. Trudeau. It's very, very cool. I also want to have a shout out to Shelby, one of my patrons, who has helped provide some of the artwork, or if not all the artwork, that you see in this video. So thank you to Shelby as well. And with that, I thank you and I bid you adieu. And until I see you on episode 224, au revoir.